Hello, welcome to Chibadi. Today I will teach you an exercise called Bagua Circle Walking. And this is from the internal martial art of Bagua. By doing the Bagua Circle Walking, it will help you to improve your balance, the strength of your whole body, and the coordination and mobility of your whole body. Before I demonstrate what is Bagua Circle Walking, first let me just talk about a new trend on social media. People are talking about Tai Chi Walking. So what is Tai Chi Walking? First, I have to say that there is no such thing as Tai Chi Walking. What Tai Chi has is Tai Chi stepping. So walking is if I'm just walking normally, like this. And in Tai Chi, you don't walk like this. So if I start with a Tai Chi movement, for example, from this beginning position, I start, opening move, and I pull this foot back, I take a step, and I do the Tai Chi movement. I shift my weight, I take a step, then I do the Tai Chi movement. So this is Tai Chi stepping. What I'm going to talk about now, so there is such thing as walking, which comes from the internal martial art of Bagua. And it's called circle walking, or you can just call it Bagua walking. First, let me demonstrate what it looks like. So from the stance, I start, palms pushing down, and I walk. Then change direction. And finish. So as you can see from my demonstration, that this is very similar to walking normally. It's just the difference is that you are walking in circles, and there are very specific benefits from walking in circles. So let me go back to talking about just walking normally. When you walk normally, what do? You take steps. And when you take steps, what is the first thing that you do? The first thing that you do is you lift one foot up, and then you land on that foot. At the same time, you lift the other foot, and you land on the other foot, and you lift the foot from behind. So you are doing this pattern, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you just follow this pattern to walk. And in Bagua walking, it's a very similar pattern that when you land on one foot, you lift the other foot. Land on one foot, lift the other foot. Okay, so that's the first thing you understand. It's very similar to normal walking, but then there are some specific things that you have to do in Bagua Circle Walking. So I start from the stance, beginning move. First, I have to shift my weight, and I start walking. So as you're doing this Bagua walking, your mind has to be more intentional on lifting the foot and landing the foot, lifting the other foot, landing the other foot. So your mind has to be conscious on the feet movement, more awareness. Whereas if you just walk normally, because you get so used to it, your mind doesn't have to think. So here, your mind have to focus. And to focus your mind, the movement, the stepping, have to be slower. But you can always start as just normal speed. And once you get comfortable doing it in normal speed, you have to make it a little slower. And mind think about the feet lifting, the foot lifting, the foot landing, the other foot lifting, the other foot landing. and creating this pattern. Observe this pattern. That's the first thing you have to think about. And second thing you have to think about is, while I'm stepping, my palms are pushing down. There are different hand postures you can do, but I'm just going to cover one very basic hand posture, which is the pushing down palm. And so not only that your mind have to focus on the stepping, the lifting, and the landing, your palms also have to focus on the palms pushing down, but not using too much force. Just subtle force pushing down. And why is this beneficial? It's beneficial because as you're pushing down, you are stretching, opening your body. So if I'm pushing down on my palms, my shoulder joints have to open and my spine have to elongate, and this causes expansion, right? And this is good for your posture, your alignment, that you're doing this. And next thing you need to focus on, so you focus on your feet, you focus on pushing with your palms. Next thing you need to focus on that your feet, your legs, when they're taking the steps, your legs and your feet need to be very close. So what you can see is that they are closed off as they're walking. So you're not leaving a big space here, like this. No good. You are putting your legs together as you're taking the steps. And this is very beneficial for the balance of your whole body, because we get so used to just walking normally where we don't have to think about how do we obtain better balance? How do we become more stable? Because stability of your structure is very important. And stability of your structure also going to impact your health and how fast or how slow you age, and the overall health and age of your body. So when we think about age, we're not just talking about what is your age now, how old are you, but what we're talking about is the age of your organs, the age of your joints, the age of your muscles, your tendons. How healthy are they? Okay, so when you keep your legs closed, your body have to consciously working, all the muscles have to be conscious working to maintain the stability and balance. And half of the time, you're just standing on one foot. And your body have to get used to this. Other direction. Another aspect of Bagua walking is the turning of the upper body, which is very important. When you're just walking, you're going straight. Your spine is not getting worked on. All you're doing just the lower body getting the exercise. But what about your spine? To exercise your spine, not only that you have to stretch and elongate your spine, you have to twist your spine. And Bagua specifically is very beneficial on the spine because of the twisting involved. So from this position, so I start, opening move, I get into this bow stance. Now, I'm not just looking this way to my right, I am turning my body to the left. So what you can do when you do the Bagua circling exercise is that you can draw a circle on the ground, on the floor. Okay? And then you can put a dot in the center of the circle, or you can put a water bottle or something else that defines the center of this circle. As when you take a step, you have to face the center of the circle. So if you have a water bottle, you have to focus on the water bottle. So each step I take, I need to adjust the angle of my body. So I'm constantly facing the center of the circle. I take another step, I have to turn the spine. So my spine is constantly turning. And as you slow down the movement, you should be able to feel the stretch as you're turning the body so that you're constantly facing the center of the circle. Other direction. And the more you twist the spine, the better. But start just a subtle turn. As long as you're able to focus on the center of the circle. And over time, as you get more comfortable, as you get better doing this, you can focus on more twisting. And when you're twisting, while you're doing the circle walking in Bagua, you are making your joints more supple, more flexible. At the same time, you are releasing the stress of your spine because you're elongating, you're stretching it, and you're twisting it. It's like squeezing the water out of a wet towel. Okay, so the more you squeeze, the more the water gets released from the towel. And similar to your spine, the more you elongate, stretch, and the more you twist, the more you get the stress, the pressure out of your spine. And this is very healthy for the mobility of your spine. And once your spine becomes mobile, your whole body becomes mobile. Okay, and so therefore, this is what we do in Bagua Circle Walking. So let me just clarify some details. Start from the stance, palm facing up. First, you inhale, exhale, push your palms down, and start shifting weight to your right side. I get into a right side bow stance. From here, I lift my left foot, legs together. Okay, step down, pull my right foot up, legs close, land, lift my left foot, land, lift my right foot, land. And first, you do this like this, just one step at a time, so that your body get used to this pattern. Lift, down, and think about twisting the body, twisting the spine, pushing the hands down, elongate the spine. And once you get used to this pattern, then just walk. Just walk. Keep your legs closed. Push your palms down. Twist your spine. And for breathing, in the beginning, just breathe naturally, but deep, natural breathing. Inhale. When you're full, exhale through your nose. Inhale until you're full. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And change direction. When you change direction, you just close your feet and switch to the other side. So now I land and I switched, and I'm on my left side bow stance. And then walk with the pattern again. Inhale, exhale. So it's continuous, deep inhale and exhale. Continuous, deep inhale, and the exhale should be shorter, much shorter than the inhale. the focus is more on the inhale and less on the exhale. And keep your spine twisted. Elongate and stretch your spine. So you're doing this, it's almost like a dog chasing its tail. Okay, in the beginning, your focus should be on the stepping, on the hands pushing down on the spine, elongate and twist, and that's focused on your body. At the same time, your mind is also focusing on the center of the circle. And over time, you reduce the mental load. So you don't think so much about the center of the circle. You don't think about so much about the stepping, the hands, the spine. It becomes natural. And when it becomes more natural, the center of the circle no longer becomes your focus. Your focus becomes, imagine you have a tail and you are trying to catch your tail. And you know you can't, but you're constantly trying to catch your tail. And then switch direction. Right, so once you start observing from this big circle from the outside to the center of the circle, to gradually shifting the awareness to chasing your tail, then what you'll come to realize that now the circles become much smaller because you are chasing your tail. You cannot make big circles to chase your tail. You can only make small circles when you try to chase your tail. Okay? And so then your body becomes more twisted. So the more twisting that you do with the body, the better. And over time, once you get very comfortable with the movement, with the awareness, then you start slowing down the walk. So now it's no longer just about the physical movement and the physical action of circling, twisting the spine, and chasing your tail. What you're doing now, your awareness has to go deeper to focus on the stillness in motion. And try to relax your body. And change direction. The movement is the same. It's just now you're slowing down the motion. And observe the inner details of your body. And finish back into your stance. Relax, breathe. Inhale, exhale.